What's up, everybody? I'm Bree.
And I'm Evan.
And this is Reality Check TV.
Yes, sir.
If you are new to our channel, here is where we discuss some of our favorite reality shows to watch together as a couple.
Mm-hmm.
So if you love reality TV like we do, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our channel.
Expeditiously, as always.
Oh my goodness. Stop. Just stop.
So, we come to you today with our second review of Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Yes. So we didn't fall apart on the first review. So we got through it. Because I told you guys last time, very nervous to review this show, but we got through it.
We did.
So I think we got it.
Yeah.
Now, honestly, it's been kind of like a slow burner to me. This episode wasn't very much. So I feel like this is going to be fairly quick.
Yeah, it wasn't too much.
Yeah. And I don't feel like the season premiere was really all that, but y'all know we'll add a little extra jazz into it to make it more entertaining, I guess, than the actual show. Because it was a lot of parts that we could have fast forwarded through, which we did. The first time we watched, we fast forward through a lot. Yeah.
T-shirt. As always.
Okay, so the episode picks up where the last one left off, and that is Mel and Stormy having this very exhausting conversation.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to go into the back and forth of what she said and what Stormy said and what Mel said. Like, okay, fine. Basically, the meat and potatoes of it, what we discussed last week is they haven't been talking and Stormy feels away. Okay. That's really it. Here's my opinion. I said this last week and I'm going to say it again. I feel like they're both not wrong. Like, I understand where both of them are coming from. For Stormy's side, it's very clear to me that I agree with Stormy's point of the whole DMing thing, right? On the surface of it, right? I can agree with that. And then Stormy also brought up a good point this episode that of course we didn't know about, and that is during the reunion their rooms was next to each other.
Right.
And Stormy claims like they didn't speak during that time. Like it really looks like the first time of them speaking was once they got on stage for the actual recording of the reunion. So yeah, they didn't speak and she felt like that was a little weird. And Mel said to her, like, we'll talk. And then 2 months is nothing. So I can understand that, right? Like even if we're associates, right? I feel like it would be a little bit more, it would be weird. I'm not gonna lie. Like I can see where she's coming from with that. That is a little whack. On the other side of it, though, I want everybody to stop making it seem like 2 months is a long time, like for real. Because if that is like a no for, like, I guess reaching out to your friends, like as far as like how long it's been that you've talked to your friends, then I must be a horrendous friend. Because I have friends that I haven't talked to in months. Right. But I know when I call them or talk to them, like it's like nothing, like no time ever really passed.
Right.
And then on top of that, like it's April now. It's towards the end of April. And I'm just like, my mind is still in January. I have no idea how we got to April.
Where the time's going. Like
the time just be flying. And I'm going to assume I'm nowhere near busy as Mel, but I am very busy. There's a lot of things going on in my life, but I have no kids. I have no crazy ex-husband. I don't have 20 billion businesses and classes and workshops that I'm doing. I don't have all of those things. So I can only imagine what that is like for not just Mel, but for Stormy as well. Like Stormy has a whole hair care line, and she has the baby and a husband, and there's other things going on. 2 months is really not a long time to not talk to someone. Like I don't I just don't think that it's worth all of this. But I understand where Stormy is coming from. Um and like I said last week, I understand where Mel is coming from as well. Like she's made it very clear from the very beginning, when they stop recording for each season, she takes a break. And on top of that, things have been getting progressively worse with Martell and dealing with that whole thing. Like seriously, it's been getting worse. So it's a lot. It's a lot. So I understand where she's coming from. So the conversation keeps going on and on. And then Stormy brings up something that was somewhat interesting as well, as far as like this whole recording thing. So if you don't know, there last season there was a recording of Mel talking to someone. I don't know who it was, but she's just talking about, I guess somebody asked her how does she feel about Martell dating, I'm gonna assume Sheree. And Mel says what she's been saying in other interviews, like all the interviews she did last year. She said the same thing. Why would I be interested, or why do I really care seeing Martell with another woman? I seen him with another woman when we were still together. So like I don't really care what he got going on. Like it is what it is. She didn't say anything bad, but it's just the fact that somebody clearly recorded this conversation.
Right.
And so in the social media world, people kind of took that and ran with it. It seems like Stormy was blamed for it, as being the person that recorded Mel in this conversation. And side note, y'all know I love a good side note, but side note, when they did the little flashback to last season with Destiny, because it was Destiny that actually played the recording for Martell and Chris Fletcher. And she's sitting there cheesing, and I'm like, she ain't even saying nothing that's bad. Like, I don't. She's so freaking corny. Like, I'm so happy
and
she's
look at
off.
you not even on this season,
right? Like, I'm so happy she is gone. That just irritated me. Like, I'm just like, girl, bye. But anyways, it was that recording from last season, guys. I think it was like the season or not premiere, the season finale. So yes, so Stormy was apparently blamed for it on social media. And I think it's what everybody's been saying. Last year, it was just very clear to me that people just wanted to create an issue between Mel and Stormy in the internet streets. And I think that Stormy has kind of fell for it. If I'm really being real, I feel like she's
letting it get under her skin.
Yeah, she's feeding into it. So she brought it up to Mel, and the way she brought it up, I felt like Stormy was basically saying, I wouldn't do that. I didn't do it. It would have been nice, I guess, if Mel would have came out and confirmed that it wasn't Stormy, because I guess people kept coming at Stormy. And I can see where she's coming from with that too. I can see where she's coming from. Will I handle it the same way? No, but I see where she's coming from. I get it, because I also have never been attacked on social media for something I didn't do, and somebody knows I didn't do it and they don't say anything. Right? So I can't imagine what that feels like. So I understand the frustration there. And once again, when it boils down to it, I understand where Mel is coming from as far as her space, and the fact that she is busy, the fact that she is dealing with this crazy ex-husband and trying to manage all of that. She needs a break. I get that. But I said this last week and I will say it again. My biggest critique of Mel is I just wish sometimes she can be a little bit more direct. Like, just say what it is, right? Like, if you feel in a way that she was all buddy with Destiny towards the end of last season, say that shit. Say, like, I feel away with that. If it is, I'm just like, I don't really like the fact that you're connected to my ex-husband, say that. Like, I feel like if she can just be a little bit more direct, and if there isn't an issue with somebody, make that known as well, and just make sure that you are nurturing those relationships. But from information that I got from all of these interviews that Mel has been doing, it's definitely painting the picture that Stormy fostered a relationship with Mel because she was trying to kind of get on this show. That's what it feels like. It
Mm.
feels that way. So if it's feeling that way as a viewer and feeling that way as somebody that's just, watching all of this unfold on social media and on the actual show, then I can only imagine what the real truth is and how Mel is feeling, which will explain her distancing herself from Stormy in particular.
Yeah.
But again, I just would like for Mel to be a little bit more upfront about where people stand in her life. Like just be more, transparent about it.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree.
Yeah. Okay, so after they have their conversation, here comes Kiki. Kiki walks in. I don't really have much to say about Kiki.
Does
Um
she even speak?
She said hi to everybody. You mean like did she speak like
Like,
that?
even have a scene in that scene right there? Did she really?
She spoke to everybody. She spoke to everyone, and it just kind of just went to Tisha saying, she's keeping her distance. Tisha, we don't care. We really don't. So let's just go to the next scene. I don't care about this scene either, but it was Kimmy talking to Martell. Okay. All right. Y'all. Y'all. Okay. I'm trying to figure out the way to explain this because this is it's so triggering for me. Martell once again having a conversation with another person on this show, playing victim is one of the most aggravating things about this show. No, I take that back. The most aggravating thing about this show is this them painting Mel to look like the bad guy always in every situation. But we've already had this scene before. If you guys remember, maybe 2 or 3 seasons ago, maybe 2 seasons ago, when all of them went to Vegas and they were staying in that house, and Martell and Kimmy had the same type of conversation I feel like they're having now in the kitchen.
They have it once a season.
And it's so aggravating to me. I love Kimmy, I really do. But one thing that aggravates me with her is this whole playing oh, that's just Martell. That's just Martell. Martell, he's a good guy, but he want to do
damn
this.
well if Maurice did exactly what Martell did, she would have a different singer tone.
I don't know. I can't. I'm not gonna even speak on that, right? I don't know at this point. But what I do know is it's very aggravating. Oh, that's just Martell. He's the good guy. He's the good guy. No, he's not. He's not a good guy. I can't with this narrative. He's not. He's not giving that. He's never given that. What about him makes him oh, Martell the good guy? What are we talking about? Nothing that he has done on the show alone proves that he's a good guy.
Well,
What?
you got to think like this, and this is just people in general. I don't. I don't know exactly how close Mel and Kimmy are, and when it comes to the characters, I don't know how much information Mel shares with, Kimmy and some of the other characters, some of the other people on the show.
And we're gonna get to that in deeper into this I'm sorry y'all, this necklace.
But
I'm gonna get into that, or we'll get into that later in the episode. But keep as far as addressing how the other women or the other people don't know or may know what she's going through. But I want you to continue before I answer.
Oh, I was just saying, we don't know what information. Like I said, Kimmy's getting information from Martell. It seems like Martell will listen to anybody that listens. He will talk to anybody that listens. And so, due to that, Martell will feed anybody a story, and they're only going to hear Martell's side of it. Then, if they're not going to hear all of Mel's side, even if they, like I said, if they haven't talked to Mel, they wouldn't
No,
know.
no, this is no. I don't accept that. I don't accept that at all. I complete you. Do you really feel that way? That doesn't even make any sense.
What?
For you to say that they don't know Mel's, they may not know Mel's
I'm
side.
talking about. I'm talking about. It's easy to see why they got a divorce, but I'm talking about from a sense of Martell seems like he'll go down and talk to anybody and try to make it seem like he needs the pity party, like he's actually trying, when really he's doing the opposite in front of Mel.
No, I don't. I still do not accept that. At this point, what? We're on season what? What number is this? It doesn't matter. Off the top of my head, it doesn't matter. The point is, let me tell y'all something. I have a lot of pet peeves, but this is my big this is the ultimate when it comes to like girl code. This is the ultimate for me. I have zero respect for women that ignores other women's experiences. Like I have zero respect for you. At the end of the day, they have now been on the show for at least four or five seasons. I think we're on season 5 or 6. What, right? I don't care if Mel never talked to them. I ain't never talked to Mel. I ain't never had no personal conversation with Melody Hope. I don't know her like that, right? I don't know Martell. If we go based off of the show alone, what makes you think that that is a good guy? He has been on national television called, first of all, he smeared that his ex-wife, who at the time was his wife and the mother of his 4 children, he smeared her name all across Alabama along with on national television, tried to make it seem like she was some hoe and out here spreading it low and laying it wide for anybody that would give her attention. Now, in this very moment, too, they are going through the lawsuit because he's trying to sue her for full custody of their kids, trying to make it seem like she's also a bad mother. But he has called her a hoe. He has said she was ugly, like on TV. Like he has put this woman through the ringer. There is no both sides. I don't have to have a conversation with Mel to know that he has a character flaw. You don't need to see that. See how he moves. It's on TV.
Mm-hmm.
It's on TV. So I don't accept that as an answer from anybody on this cast. And yes, I'm very passionate about it because I don't like it. It's not entertaining. It's not funny. It's agitating. Like it is so frustrating to see these women in particular. Like what do they want? They want Mel to be in the corner crying every scene for them to understand the type of trauma that she's been through with this man. I'm just confused by it. What do y'all want? She don't need to prove anything. Martell shows his true colors every season, every episode. He's manipulative. He's immature. He's is at this point it's like borderline abusive. Like seriously. It's not funny, and for these women to continue every season to have these conversations with Martell as if he is, oh, that's Martell the good guy. It's aggravating. He's not. What else do y'all need? Does he have to smack this woman all up and across Alabama for y'all to get the point? I don't understand it. It's very aggravating. And I really do love Kimmy. I really do. And usually she's the one that's the level headed one, especially in that Scott tribe, which is just ugh. But it's these types of moments where Kimmy does aggravate me. Because why are you continuing to have these conversations with this man that ruined his family? He did that single handedly. He did that. I just, I can't. I can't.
So in the scene, Kimmy was talking to Martell, pretty much in a nutshell, asked him, does he miss his old life when he was married and being with the family? And pretty much he admitted he does. After doing A, B, C, D, E, F, G to Mel, which is kind of mind blowing. You know, you go from cheating countless times. She takes you back. Not everybody's gonna take you back, but she takes you back. You go from that, but let's stick on the cheating part. You're cheating during COVID. Like literally, I believe he would tell her he's going to the gym at nighttime, when really he was going over to his little side girlfriend's house to go, be adults. But the ice on the cake is you have a child on her.
It's like deeper than that to me. Like, I mean, and that would be, the ultimate, right? But before COVID, he was already having an affair with this lady. Like, it's just, we don't need to go down memory lane. All I'm saying is that it has been shown on this show since day one. That is one reason why I have a lot of respect for Mel, because she's one of the few reality stars left to really show their real, authentic life, like what's really going on in their life. Because that's far in between at this point. Like, there's just a lot of fakeness going on reality TV. But they both opened up their doors, their homes, for their stuff to be exposed. And I would say more so Mel, because if you let Martell be in control of this, none of this information would have been put out there.
Right.
But he couldn't control his wife in that way. And here we are, right? And so again, for people to continue to just perpetuate like this, so then the next scene is Martell harassing his ex-wife, trying to walk her to her car. And this is what I'm talking about. She says, this is Mel, no, I'm good. I'm parked right in front. I'm good. And he just keeps insisting and forcing himself on her. And she's like, no, like, I don't understand how many times she had to say no or I'm good. Like,
well, he did it. I think he did it because other people were around. I think he wanted to create this scene that they're good in the hood, or they're okay, or they're communicating. Just look at the venue. The ability for people to see him. And I don't know how much the other cast know off camera about what they have going on, but if you look at the venue,
going on as far as what?
What new stuff's happening behind the scenes.
Oh, you mean like the lawsuit?
Because the lawsuit's happening.
All
that stuff.
All right.
All his social media, anything that happens on social media.
Right.
For him, he's either trying to cover everything up and be like, okay, let me walk to the door. People are going to be like, oh, they talking, they okay, blah, blah, blah. But of course, Mel's not with the fake shit. Number one, she's like, oh, I'm good. I'm right across the street. And the thing is, what got me, he was like, oh, I know where you park. So you watching what you park now? Anyway. But yeah, it was, it was kind of just watching it was kind of like irritating. It's kind of just like, dude, you're doing too much. Like, what are you going to get off of taking 10 steps to the door and watching her walk to her car?
I won't cut you off.
But
I can answer that.
Go ahead.
It's just about control. It's just about control. Like, it was so cringy. You used the word cringy.
Yeah, it was
when
cringy.
we was watching. You said cringy. The scene was cringy.
Yeah, because it's just one of those things for the interaction between a man and a woman, boy or girl, doesn't matter in public. It's one of those things where, as a bystander, if you look and you can see when somebody feels uncomfortable, or somebody's feeling agitated, and it's one of those things where, if you're a good Samaritan, you pay attention. You're like, hey, ma'am, are you okay? What's going on over here? But of course, nobody went and did that. But the thing that got me, so Lewis and Tiffany.
Oh wait, you mean like nobody interjected?
Yeah, nobody interjected.
It said,
and you can tell she looked uncomfortable and irritated.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Don't nobody put up with that shit.
Yeah.
And so there's a scene where Lewis and Tiffany are talking, and Mel is saying bye to them, and she's about to leave. And here come Martell right behind her, talking about, yeah, we about to head out.
Like, can she get a restraining order? He is stressing me out. And I am not his baby mama or his ex-wife, but I'm stressed. Like, when he said that, I was just like, Oh my God, leave me alone. It
You know,
frustrated me.
I know y'all seen. Just I want y'all to picture that summertime grill out with the family, and there's just this gnat at the barbecue that's just won't fucking go. Like a gnat that's just buzzing the shit out of everybody, man. A gnat at a barbecue.
It's all up in your potato salad. It's just getting into your food. It's just like, oh my God, like please.
And the thing is, just as a viewer just watching, I'm watching Mel's face the whole time. You can tell it's stressing her.
She's stressed.
It's stressed.
I'm not laughing at her, but like it's stressful.
And then I'm thinking while watching this, aren't you dating Sheree?
Boy, bye. Boy, bye.
Anyway,
what finish as far as Tiffany and Lewis.
Oh yeah, so Lewis, I forgot. Lewis said something around the lines of, "Oh, what's wrong with him walking you to the door, walking you to your car?
Let him walk you to the door." Like, why? Why are y'all doing this? Stop it! I just want to punch everybody in the face. Y'all all get on my nerves. Why are you pushing? She said no. Mel even said, she was like, I just really wish for once my wishes can be met. Like, I'm telling you no. And you're not hearing me, which is just a microcosm of what happened in their relationship. She's telling you what she needs, but it's about what you need. It's about what you want, because you want to be able to control. Like, leave me alone. I can't even walk to my car. I'd rather get kidnapped. I don't need you to walk me to my car. I'd rather them come and take me.
Because I forgot what season it was too. Maybe it was last season. Remember she went out to eat with some gentleman, and Martell.
That happened I feel like that happened a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago, but a long time ago.
She was out to eat with some gentleman at some restaurant, and here come Martell.
He's a stalker, yes.
Walks right to the table.
He's clearly recording conversations, tapping into her phone, showing up to places where she's at. It's like, it's such a bugaboo. He's such a bugaboo. Like, it's just so annoying. Leave me alone. God, leave. So she's like, whatever. Like, I'm gonna walk to my car. If you happen to be behind me, it is what it is. So she's just walking out. But like, bye Martell. Bye. Like, I'm getting in the car and I'm leaving. So that was that. I just, oh my God. Oh my God. And so before we even move on, didn't Martell even say, like, once she left, he was like, Mel's acting like she doesn't want me to walk her to the car, but she does. He's delusional too. He's also delusional.
Well, he's also delusional. They said Martell used to play football back in the day. We all know what comes with football, CTE. So there's a little bit of brain dysmorphia going on. So
something's wrong. You get your Kappa brother. What's going on?
It's about the kids. The kids.
That's your people's. That is your people's. Can't you call the head of something? Like, can't he be disbarred? Not disbarred. I don't know. I don't know the term for it. I don't know, but y'all need to figure that out. Y'all need to have a meeting. Anyways. So the next scene is Maurice and Kimmy. So they're talking at home. Again, we're just really happy that Kimmy's doing well. It seems like she's doing well, just even in real time. Seems that she is cancer free. So at this point, she again is done with her chemo, but she does have to have her surgery just to remove all of the remaining tissues. And I forgot what word she used. Not a doctor, but she just needs to have a surgery. So they're preparing for that. And good news is she really enjoyed the party. It clearly put a smile on her face. Maurice is still just being a Debbie Downer. Thank you. We really don't care. But they continue to talk, and once again, bring up Martell. And she's just giving Maurice an update. Oh, like, it seems like Martell really misses her. Like, he misses his family. Okay, he shouldn't never Effed up the family. He should have never effed up the family. That's what he should have did. Okay, like come on, it's his fault. It is his fault.
Oh, messed everything up for a COVID link.
This was the first time though, like, cause you know I how I feel about Maurice. Don't like him, but when he was like, Martell need to make up his mind about what he wants. I mean, duh, he should have did that a long time ago because what he wants now, he's not gonna get.
Because it's been a pattern. It's been Martell tries to get her back. When he realizes she's saying no, he does something.
He has a temper tantrum.
Either to drag her name.
Yeah, he has a temper tantrum.
He gets in a tantrum and altercation with her.
Right.
Or takes it to social media. And
well, he gonna do that regardless.
But it's a cycle. So once he does that, it's let me try again.
Whatever. He's gonna do that regardless. And then like Maurice like made a joke towards the end of the scene where he was like, yeah, like Martell tried to walk Mel to her car. When he came back, he was like, yeah, it's cold out there, ain't it? And thought it was funny. And Kimmy was like, that's not funny. Yes, it is, Kimmy. It's hilarious. I'm laughing. I laugh all the time. It's hilarious. It's hilarious that this man ruined his family. And now we get to see Karma in real life. I love my homegirl Karma because she always comes on time. So I love when I have the opportunity to see it because we don't really get to see people get their karma a lot of times. We don't, not always, right? That's between them and God at that point. But now we get to actually see it. So I always find it funny. It's hilarious. Look at you. Look at you. You picture it in your head. Martell just walking around the streets of Alabama looking all sad and soapy, like somebody stole my family because you don't know what happened.
It's like I just don't hit his head on his rock. I just don't remember cheating
multiple times. Anyways, Martell again. Martell sits and meets with the Fletchers. He gonna interrupt they date. He just on this world tour of just interrupting. So he interrupted the Fletchers date. If you don't know who the Fletchers are, they've been around for many seasons at this point too. They're mutual friends of Martell and Mel. And you know what? I also question for Carlos. Like, why haven't they been added to the show? I think the show needs like a seasoned couple. Because they seem a little older. I think having like a seasoned couple that would be a good little mix.
We already deal with people's mamas.
No, I said a seasoned couple.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I wonder why they haven't been made regulars.
I mean, they could have just had a personal reason, but that's true. But when you say regulars, like it seems like the only interaction, like for example, Kiki got made into a character because she's around other characters for social events. Like Mel had her little slumber party and things like that.
And Chris Fletcher was down there. Wasn't he down there in Atlanta or Houston or wherever Marceau was at when that picture was taken with him in the bed with some girl? Behind the back, there was a picture of his back. Yeah. Apparently, like that was the excuse of why he was in. I forgot what city he was in, but Chris is a mutual friend. It seems like with the guys, the other guys know him, so I don't know.
Well, I mean, if you're talking about why they're not characters, I mean, come on, it's reality TV. They look like a happily married couple. Please tell me what drama they have.
That is true. And protect your marriage because it's like once you get on reality TV, a lot of times there's not many marriages survive.
Like they look like they're happy, so please, what excitement are we gonna get from that?
Right. Okay. Well, Martell meets or sits down with them, and again, he's just talking about how he is just not a big fan of this whole single life, how he wants to be married again, and he's speaking it into existence. I will be married this year. And then I think Miss Nell brought up Sheree. Listen, y'all, I'm going to try my hardest to skip any type of reference to Sheree. I don't like Sheree. She annoys me, and we're not reviewing Atlanta Housewives. So there's no reason to speak about her. Their relationship is fake. The whole internet knows it. It's very clear and obvious. It would be very embarrassing though. I'm not watching Atlanta Housewives this season because it looks boring, but it will be very interesting if Sheree makes Martell her whole storyline, because you know she don't got a storyline.
Right.
You know she be faking storylines.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be interesting if she makes him her whole storyline on that show. Meanwhile, over here in Huntsville, Martell is just like deny, deny, deny. God said go. Like he thought he was making that joke too. Like he's really not claiming her because it ain't, because he knows it's not real. It's a business arrangement.
Mm-hmm.
They both needed storylines and they both need to seem like they're in relationships for their respective shows. So it's just fake and fraudulent. It's fake. So why would we speak on something that's fake? That's weird. That's weird. So they briefly talked about that. We don't care. Then I think it was Miss Nell that brought up the lawsuit, or was it Martell?
I think it was Miss Nail.
Okay, well, the lawsuit was brought up. If you don't know, again, I told you guys in the last review, this show is like a phenomenon, and sometimes the social media loving Marriage Huntsville stuff be more interesting than the actual show a lot of times, because social media is just, it just has taking on a lead of its own. But if you didn't know, last year, Marcel Marcel Martell Martell was or is suing Mel for full custody of their kids, right? One of the things that he has continuously brought up, more than one occasion, is the fact that she has 20 babysitters,
which is not possible.
It's also just like not true, but it's like we just
even
don't believe.
Even Nail said, "Come on, that's not possible. That's
right.
not. I don't believe that."
Right. She was over it too.
Yeah, she like, come on.
She was like, "You suing her because she got 20 babysitters."
And
where are the 20 babysitters?
Yeah, she said, "What's their names?
Right.
Where are they all at?
Where are they at? Because that's what I would want to know. Like, who are these people? Where are the 20 babysitters at?" What he really wants to say, but he can't say because he's on TV, is he feels a way about Mel's brother watching the kids. He claims like, oh, there was a time where Mel, I guess, went out of town or did something, and she had her brother watch the kids for 2 days at Mel's house. So they were in Alabama. And he felt away because he was like, why are you going to have your brother watch the kids when I'm in town? Here's the thing. If it's my week, right? I have never had to co-parent with anybody. And hopefully this is never my reality. And I also, my mom didn't have to co-parent with anybody. I was raised by a single mother. So we didn't do the whole weekends thing. So I don't know about that life. But I would imagine when it's the mom's weekend or if it's the dad's weekend, that is also, or week, let me say that right, when it's the dad's week or the mom's week, that is also an opportunity for that extended family to see the kids and spend time with the kids too, right? So if it's my weekend, that is a time for the kids to be with their cousins on my side and their grandparents on my side, or, you know, aunts and uncles, like that's the time for them to also be with my family. Yeah. Same thing if it was you or, you know, the dad. It's time for them to spend time with their grandmother or whoever's, you know, in the father's life, his people. So I don't believe, not for 1 second, that it's an issue to have the uncle watch the kids. Like, when else would he be able to spend time with his nieces and nephews? I don't Martell is making stuff up, because it was also mentioned seasons ago Um, I feel like he also has an issue with her brother being gay. He just doesn't want to say that again because he already has said it. He's already said it. He said it 2 seasons ago. Um, but he's trying to toe that line. But that's an issue for you. But then also the biggest issue is that you just don't have control. You're not able to control Mel's whereabouts. You wanted her to call you the day I guess she went out of town because you wanted to know where she was going and what she was doing. Be honest. Okay, so then we get to Tisha and her cousin Courtney. We meet Courtney for the first time. I feel like this was the first time.
I've never seen her.
I don't remember ever seeing her. I will say Tisha's family makes up of a lot of beautiful women. They all are just beautiful, beautiful women. They all look like sisters. Like every cousin that we meet, they all look alike to me. Cause Kiki and Tisha look alike. I feel like they look like they can be sisters. And then this new cousin, Courtney, she looked like they baby sister. But beautiful women. I've always felt like Tisha's very beautiful. I may not like her, but she's very beautiful. So she's sitting down with her cousin. It seems like her cousin is also in real estate and she does some marketing. And Tisha's talking about she got her brokerage license. And she's trying to get her cousin to come work for her. I'm like, girl, no, don't do that. Not even just because it's Tisha, but just also just working with family.
That's a no-go.
I just would say no to that. But Courtney's like, well, I really want to be able to talk to you about what's going on with you and Kiki. Like, of course, like anytime that there's some tension in the family, it's going to affect everybody in the family. I'm going through this right now in my personal life, and I see what Courtney was doing. I played a Switzerland role often, and the go-to person. So I understood what she was trying to do. It seems genuine. They also show like some flashback pictures. Oh, I'm getting so tongue tied. They also showed some flashback pictures of Tisha and Kiki. I did not recognize Kiki in those pictures. She looked completely different.
Both of them kind of look different.
Kind of, sort of, but I could still kind of tell that Tisha was in the picture, but Kiki looks like it was like a completely different woman. And that's not shade or anything. She just looked different. It looked like a different person. So yeah, they're talking about that, and they kind of ended with Courtney asking Tisha, like, would you be willing to sit and talk and like kind of mend fences? And Tisha's like, well, I would only do it if you come work for me. And I felt like that's some bullshit. Like, what kind of foolishness is that? What does business got to do with this personal family stuff?
Because she really don't. But if she's gonna do that, if she's pretty much saying, if I'm be the bigger person, you gotta give me something. That's pretty much
what kind of fool. I still stand by. What kind of foolishness is that? What? Like what? Trying to store me? Like what kind of fool? Like I ain't like that. That was weird.
Never work with family.
That was so weird. Now Courtney agreed to it, but I'm like, girl, you shouldn't have agreed to that foolishness. That was crazy. Then we get a scene with Mel and Miss Snell. They meet up and look like in a park, and they're talking. They're catching up. We also learned something about Miss Snell. Mel said something about like how's the daycare. So I wonder if she's like a daycare owner.
Possibly, yeah.
I don't know. I'm interested in the Fletchers. I did kind of want them to be on the show. I don't know why. But anyways, they were talking and catching up. Mel is answering yet again the question about her dating. And she's just like, I'm just out here dating. I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying getting to know me. Nothing is serious, she said. She's just enjoying life. Life's great. Period. Then Miss Snell brings up that Chris, Miss Snell, and Martell had lunch a couple of days before, probably. And so Miss Snell is giving her the scoop on what that conversation was like, even though Mel does not care. But they're talking about that. And what I appreciated about Miss Nell in this moment is that she was listening to Mel and understood where she was coming from.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to go back and forth. We've said it before about everything that Mel has went through, and how it has affected her and her relationships with these people on this show. But one thing that she mentioned that I feel like people just do not understand. Mel mentions that she never pictured her life to be this way. She didn't ask for this to be the situation. She never thought it would be a situation where she's only seeing her kids every other week, or she's not seeing her kids every day. And she starts breaking down right here, and it really did break my heart. And this is what I mean by other women, hearing other women, seeing other women and their experiences, because I don't have any kids and I've never been married, and I was able to empathize with where she was coming from. And it's been like that for me the entire time, because I don't care whether you like Mel or not, like none of that even matters. This is a traumatic experience. She went through a divorce in a very embarrassing, what I feel like traumatic way, and this was not her doing. This was his doing. And so she's absolutely right. Nobody plans. I don't think anybody seeks out, you know, for the most part, nobody seeks out to co-parent, right? Like nobody, I don't think that's anybody's goal necessarily. Like, right? Like we're not kids and thinking, oh, one day we just want to co-parent with somebody, right? Like you want to think of yourself having a family. And I know families look different nowadays, and it there's so many ways to blend your family. However, nobody asks for this type of situation, because who doesn't want to see their kids when they want to
and I
see
know
their
the kids
kids?
didn't ask for the situation either.
More importantly, that part, because the kids didn't ask to be here. And I can only imagine, as a mother, to turn your kids' world upside down and have this be their new reality, where they are spending 1 week with their dad, 1 week with mom. And that's a lot. And I don't think people take it serious. I really don't.
That's a lot of back and forth change too.
Right. Like I just don't think people understand the severity of it, and that it really does take a village to make the pieces just fit, and kind of just deal with reality, because that's what it is. It's unfortunate, but this is the reality. This is the situation that they're in now. And I feel like Martell is going out of his way to make it difficult for this woman. And that is the mother of your children. And I don't understand why your goal is to hurt her. I truly don't understand why his goal is to hurt her, because that's how it feels. I don't know, but I get very passionate about it, because it is affecting the children, and it's on TV. Like they're gonna see this.
Yeah, as soon as they get a couple years older.
It's not right. It's just not right, and it's not funny. And seeing her break down like that, to see another woman cry because of this situation, when she is trying to just do the best for her kids, and then at the same time knowing that he's trying to take her kids from her.
Which he's not gonna win that.
I know, but it's the thought of it, right?
But the thing is, he makes himself look worse, because whatever businesses he's trying to start, whatever entrepreneurship, the thing is, everything's on TV, and his future clients or business partners may watch these shows, or know somebody who watches these shows,
and we've seen that happen,
have kids, and the thing is, all he's doing is hurting himself down the road.
I don't think so, because there are still women out here. If we're talking about his personal life alone,
I'm talking about business.
Well, his personal life alone, because of the way Martell looks.
Yeah, but I'm not on his person. I'm just talking about he in these shows in past seasons. He's talked about entrepreneurship and building networks and partnerships, and I'm keen on that. people are seeing who you are outside of work. And they're gonna be like, I don't want to partner with this person.
I don't know, but it's just exhausting. It really is exhausting, and I'm offended that people just take it as a joke and oh Mel's bitter and this, that, and the third. It's just like she's bitter. She's bitter. I don't like like what? It's weird. I don't know. Very sad. Okay, so the episode ends with Kiki and Letitia meeting up at a boxing ring. This scene seemed unnecessary too.
It was pretty boring. I took 3 naps. Pretty much, they're talking. They're talking about what led them to this point. Talking about where they were kids, where they are now. How Tisha talking about Kiki and feeling like she's been choosing sides in the past, not having her back. And Tisha pretty much telling Kiki she loves her, but she doesn't trust her.
Yeah.
It's all that in a nutshell.
Yeah, and then like the whole conversation to me was also just them both being passive aggressive and like alluding once again that they have information on each other. Oh, I know about your husband. Ooh, I know about your husband. Ooh, like if y'all not gonna say it at this point.
I think I would have rather watched last season Destiny in that booth singing her solo song. I think I'd rather watch her do her song than watch that scene. Because remember, Destiny wanted to be Mel so bad. She's like, what'd she say to Martell? Did you hear my single? I'd rather hear that than let's watch that crap.
We have nothing more for this scene with Letitia and Kiki. But I guess that was their little cliffhanger.
It really hung, didn't it?
We'll see what goes from that. This was luckily we did get another episode of no Marceau, so no complaints there. That's always a good vibe. I just wish we could do the same with Martell, but that's what happens. I wonder when they're gonna now like infuse Tiffany and Lewis, like with what they got going on.
It's coming.
Yeah, I don't know. This episode was a little dry, just a little bit, but it's the second episode of the season, so we'll see. Hopefully, we'll get some stuff cooking next episode. We'll see.
But everyone, that wraps up another episode of Reality Check TV.
Yes.
Do not forget to like and subscribe.
Yes.
And please be active in the comments.
Yes, please comment.
Be active in the comments.
Please comment and share.
And our social media platforms are in our description, so please follow us. Like I said, we will catch y'all next week. Be sure to watch this week's episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville, and we'll have a review for y'all real quick.
Yes. Bye.
Y'all be safe in these streets.